What are you doing, Jamie?
Okay, you need to listen now.
Jamie, what are you doing?
Ma'am, for what counter?
What are you doing, Jamie?
It's a 911 operator now.
Oh my God, somebody else.
Caller, listen, you need to give the address now.
Jamie, please, slow down. Slow down.
Hi, my name's Sara Jade and welcome to my channel where we talk about true crime, unsolved cases and more. Now let's get into this week's case. On the 28th of February 2014, Jamie Pasika arrived at his place of work at the Global Edmonton warehouse in Canada. He clocked in and made his way through the warehouse to start his shift. But today wasn't like any normal shift. He was dressed all in black, was wearing a bulletproof vest and was carrying a knife. He made his way over to his colleagues and started stabbing one in the chest. Over the next few minutes, he managed to stab another 5 people before fleeing the scene. Jamie Pasika was born on March 4th, 1984 and was the youngest of 3 brothers. He spent most of his childhood in and out of hospital with respiratory illnesses. His teachers described how he liked to draw pictures of himself as a warrior with weapons, and he used to bring toy guns into school at a very early age. By grade 9, he was skipping school and believed he needed a weapon to protect himself. His parents tried to confront him about his behaviour, but he just became verbally aggressive and would just act out. He eventually quit school in grade 10 and started to work, and during this time he became socially isolated and became obsessed with the military and collecting weapons. Jamie moved jobs constantly, from a furniture store to a construction company, and even tried out for the military. When he was turned down from the military, he started to work for Global warehouse. Between 2006 and 2008, Jamie was admitted into hospital quite a few times, but for a very different reason this time. He had signs of anxiety and depression and had trouble sleeping, so he was prescribed antidepressants. During this time, it is reported that he also started using marijuana and cocaine. In 2008, Jamie was in a car crash and suffered concussion, and it was around this time that his family saw a change in his behaviour. In 2009, one of Jamie's neighbours, Bailey and Devon, heard knocking on their window late at night. They also found footprints in the snow just outside their house, but they couldn't work out where it was coming from. Then on the 15th of May, they were awoken by a huge heart-shaped fire burning on the street outside their house. Devon and his father-in-law went outside to investigate, where they encountered an angry Jamie who was cursing at them. He disappeared and came back a few minutes later, wearing a cloak and brandishing a bow and arrow. He also had a knife. Devon believed that Jamie had an infatuation with his wife and wanted to get her attention. For this, Jamie was given 15 months probation and had to go to drug and alcohol counselling and was forbidden to have any weapons. It was also recommended that he should go for a psychiatric evaluation, but this never happened. On the 28th of February 2014, Jamie got up for work around 10 AM and started drinking straight away. He felt like giving up, but he came up with a plan of how he could get some help. On the way to work, wearing all black and wearing his bulletproof vest, he stopped off at West Edmonton Mall to purchase a knife. The store clerk described how he was very normal and was looking for a particular knife. However, they didn't have 2, so he decided to buy another pair. It is reported that he bought 2, just in case one went blunt. He then made his way to work, clocking in while hiding his weapons under his jumper. As he entered the warehouse, he walked up to a group of colleagues. He approached 41-year-old Tyrone Barr and started stabbing him repeatedly in the chest before walking away. He next approached Aisha, who said it was just a normal day of work, when suddenly Jamie was up in his face. He first thought that Jamie had punched him in the chest, but when he looked down, he saw the blood dripping down his body and knew he'd been stabbed. Jamie just kept repeating, "I don't like you," over and over again, and looked like he was enjoying it. Jamie's supervisor, Michael Benty, who described him as one of his best workers, decided to go down to the warehouse and find out what all the noise was. When he walked into the warehouse, he discovered Barr laying on the floor and called 911.
Edmonton 911 emergency. Do you require police, fire, ambulance?
Yeah, Western Grocers, please. Somebody's dying here.
Okay. What's the address?
It's a Western Grocers.
Okay. Is it on 121A Ave?
Yes.
Okay. Stay on line. I'm going to put you through the ambulance. Okay.
Yeah, please, right away.
Yeah. Listen, they're going to need your address again. Okay. So take a deep breath. I'm going to put you through right now.
I just can't answer this.
Take a deep breath. They're going to need your address. Okay.
Oh my God. What happened here? Jamie, please pick him up.
Ambulance.
What are you doing, Jamie?
Okay. You need to listen now.
Jamie, what are you doing?
Ma'am, for what counter?
What are you doing, Jamie?
It's a 911 operator now.
Oh my God, somebody else is dying.
Caller, listen, you need to give the address now.
Jamie, please, slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. Please. What's up?
Ma'am? Yeah. Can you hear me? Yes, I can. This is the operator. I think he's dropped the phone.
While he was on the call to 911, Jamie ran up towards him and slashed him across the face. Michael dropped the phone and he and the other workers fled the warehouse, while Jamie went after another colleague, 50-year-old Fitzroy Harris, and stabbed him to death. Jamie then went after two other colleagues, Abdel Fita, who was stabbed in the forearm, and Axamed, who was stabbed in the chest, and they both described how he just kept repeating, "I hate you," as he stabbed them.
Cherno collapsed in front of me, and I saw this suspect stab the last guy he stabbed, which is one of the supervisors.
Sama Karuma says he warned the last man stabbed about the attacks.
I was Mr. Mike. Mike, don't stand this guy. He will stab you.
The search warrant document suggests the man was stabbed below the jaw as he called 911. Karuma says he was chased by the suspect.
And then we exit the building, and he has the chance to follow us with his knives and screaming. And then he went out and exit.
The whole attack took only a few minutes before Jamie ran away in his car. He went to a liquor store, bought some more alcohol and sat in his car drinking. Jamie was captured 3 hours later by a passerby who saw him in the car and realised he had matched the description of the suspect. He called the police and Jamie was arrested. He surrendered peacefully and was taken into custody. In his car they found the knife and the blood belonging to the victims. Jamie pleaded not guilty, and his lawyer, Peter Royal, told the jury that his client had schizophrenia. He put Jamie on the stand and he told the jury that he had given up on life and was hearing voices, and he thought by stabbing someone he would get the help that he needed.
I just thought that I had to give up, he testified. There was no possible way I could work, no possible way I could survive independently.
But he also admitted that he intended to kill his victims that day. Jamie was found competent to stand trial, as he didn't meet the criteria of someone exempt from criminal responsibility due to their mental health. This is due to him deliberating and setting up a plan to harm other people. He planned out the whole event. He'd bought 2 knives just in case one went blunt and protected himself with a bulletproof vest. He was also able to hold down a full-time job, and these aren't the signs of somebody having a mental breakdown. He was even competent enough to follow the traffic laws as he drove away from the murder scene. Many people have schizophrenia and successfully seek treatment. Many function normally and get the help that they need. Jamie didn't take any steps to get any help. During the trial, Fitzroy's daughter sat up the front through the whole trial, and she also issued a victim impact statement.
Yeah, he's spending the rest of his life in jail, but my dad's life is over. It's done. There is nothing else to it. It's over. I will never see, talk, hear from him, nothing again. Him spending the rest of his life in jail, he still has breath in his body. He could still call, write. He could still see his, well, I don't know about seeing, but he could still communicate to his family, you know? My dad can't do that. You know, it's kind of funny, shortly before this incident occurred, my dad was working at Sobeys when an incident occurred with someone else in their pallet jack. There was some words exchanged, the police was called in. It turns out that my dad was not in the wrong, but my dad left that job because he did not want to work in a place where there's chaos with co-workers and any bad vibes or nothing like that. My dad was a peaceful man. My dad had no problems with no one. There's not one person anyone can pick where my dad had beefs with him. And it's just really unfortunate that he left because of that situation and he went somewhere else where something tenfold occurred.
She said, I can't understand why you killed my father. Why did you have to stab him so many times? He was in so much pain and already bleeding out from the 8, 9, 10 stabs from your Grim Reaper blades. He was a very nice man. He didn't deserve to be killed. He also never got to see my baby sister, Kamisha. He was very special in my life. He worked so hard and he was my best friend. Bar's wife also gave an impact statement, saying how he was a wonderful friend and all the happiness had left her. He was her joy, her love, and will always remain in her heart. Jamie was eventually found guilty of 2 accounts of first-degree murder and was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole for 25 years. He was also found guilty of attempted murder and 4 cases of aggravated assault. Thank you for watching, and if you like this one, be sure to check out this one, which goes through a security guard turned bank robber. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.
You call me a saint, but you know I'm a stranger, a willing and